about characteristics of a chemical reaction. Before going to the topic, I would like to recollect some basic terms like mixture, compound, chemical chain and chemical reaction. What is a mixture? If you take a mixture, the constituents of a mixture even can shows their original properties after mixing. How can you prove it? Take some example. Suppose iron powder and sulfur powder I have taken in a petri dish and I would like to mix this one, and after that I can observe that I can separate these iron particles from this iron powder and sulfur powder by using a magnet. Suppose I am keeping a magnet, then iron particles can to be separated by using this magnet. So what can I prove from this one? This is a mixture. Why? Because even after forming that mixture, they are retaining their properties. That is, iron is showing its original property, which is going to be attracted by a magnet. Suppose if it is subjected to heating iron powder and sulfur powder, then we are getting a new substance that is known as iron sulfide. Again, how can you prove this is a new substance? Bring back that magnet towards this self, then we can't separate iron from that iron sulfide compound, because now there is no iron, there is no sulfur in iron sulfide compound, whose properties are entirely different from the constituents, that is iron and sulfur. That is a compound. So now we are able to understand what is a mixture, compound. Chemical change. A chemical change is the one which can transform the reactants into a new substance having different properties compared to the reactants. A chemical reaction. A chemical reaction is the one which involves a chemical change. So now I would like to go towards the topic, that is characteristics of a chemical reaction. The first one is evolution of gas. So if a reaction involves releasing of a gas, then we can say that it is a chemical reaction. How can you prove? Here I have two reactants, baking soda and acetic acid, that is vinegar. I would like to mix those two things and we can observe what is going to be happening. So here vinegar is there and baking soda is there. I would like to mix this vinegar to this baking soda. We can observe the thing like this. So I'm adding. Then I'm observing some effulgence. Effulgence means some bubbles are coming from this solution that is known as carbon dioxide gas. From this, we can say that it is a chemical reaction. So the reactants and products in this reaction are like this. Sodium bicarbonate and acetic acid. If we are mixing, we are getting sodium acetate, a new substance, and it is also involving carbon dioxide gas which is releasing, so that it is a chemical reaction. So we can say that a chemical reaction involves evolution of a gas. And the next one, precipitate formation. A chemical reaction also can involve some precipitate formations. If it is involving a precipitate formation, we can say that it is a chemical reaction. I can prove that by using a small activity. I am going to take copper sulfate aqueous solution in this conical flask, and I am also taking some aqueous sodium hydroxide. Now I would like to add this copper sulfate aqueous to this sodium hydroxide solution. What we can observe, we can see here. So by adding this sodium hydroxide into this copper sulfate solution, we can observe some blue colored precipitate is going to be formed in this one. So what is happening? Copper sulfate aqueous and sodium hydroxide aqueous, we are adding together, we are getting a new substance, that is a precipitate. Precipitate is an undissolved substance which is going to be settled at the bottom of the container. So that is copper hydroxide blue colored precipitate. So from this we can say that it is also a chemical reaction. If a chemical reaction involves precipitate formation, we can say that it is a chemical reaction. Not only this one more example is also there, that is here change in color. If you are adding two chemicals together, then suppose if you take copper carbonate, if you are on heating, we are getting a black colored copper oxide. Copper oxide color is black, whereas copper carbonate color is blue. By that we can say that it is also a chemical reaction. And change of state, if you are adding two gases like ammonia gas and HCl gas, hydrogen chloride gas, we are getting a solid, that is ammonium chloride. So all these are the characteristics of a chemical reaction. Thank you.